Get ready.
Good morning, Disney lovers, and welcome back. Today we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to go through and pick out my best 10 hidden gems. So these are things that haven't actually appeared on any of the subsection videos or the home section that I have actually reviewed. They may be on the time of your viewing. I've recorded this on the 9th of June 2020, and like we've said many times, the sections do change. So we're going to try and bring out some hidden gems that you might not know about that are on Disney Plus UK. These are from the movie section, and we will do some from the series section in a couple of weeks' time. But let's just go have a look at it. I have 11 things, actually, not 10. Well, technically I got 12, but who needs to know that? So we are doing a bonus one. So why am I doing it as a bonus and not including it in my top 10? Because it has appeared on my home section last week, it was actually. So it might appear on yours, so it's not so hidden. So it's not a hidden gem, just a little bonus one that I wanted to share with you. And that is The Black Cauldron. Now this is a dark Disney film. It's like, you wouldn't believe it's actually a Disney film of how dark it is. And it's a different kind of animation as well that Disney is used to. So it's a film from 1985 when a fearsome warrior's quest for invincibility leads him to the Black Cauldron. He is challenged by the most unlikely adversary, a young assistant pig keeper named Taran, with a motley team of the brave Princess Eonwy and a minstrel named Fleur de Flamme and Henwen, a remarkable pig who can predict the future. Taran embarks on a quest to stop the Black Cauldron's evil once and for all. So, as you could tell, I kind of butchered a little bit of those names, even though they are Welsh names. And yes, it is based on Welsh mythology, so it's really nice to see that. Unfortunately, the film was a budget of $25 to $44 million. Don't know why it was such a massive gap in between the estimated budget there, but it only grossed $21.3 million in America. So with that commercial failure, it did not get released until 1998 on home video. So it was a really hidden gem. Not many people would have seen it. It wouldn't have been in cinemas for long because it flopped in America. But I highly recommend watching it. People do say that this is like Lord of the Rings. It's got kind of that feel to it, I think, but I highly recommend giving this a watch. So this is my bonus hidden gem. Okay, so number 10 on the hidden gems list is Mr. Magoo. Now, Mr. Magoo is based off the 1949 cartoon series by the same name, Mr. Magoo. But this film was released in 1997. It's a non-stop comic chaos ensues after Mr. Magoo becomes the target of a notorious and ruthless band of international jewel thieves. When a precious gem is stolen, the clueless Magoo sets out to get it back. Now, Mr. Magoo, he hasn't got the best of eyesight, and he does a lot of silly things because he very rarely wears his glasses and things like this, and it's a lot of stupid humor, but it is really cool. I enjoyed watching it as a kid, so I will be watching it again now, just for the memories. Leslie Nielsen does do a fantastic job in it, but the unfortunate thing is with that film, it was a budget of $30 million and it fell short, just grossing $28 million. So it was a little bit of a flop for Disney, but still, it's great to see it on Disney Plus. So I recommend giving that one a watch. So we're going to move on to number 9. Journey to the Center of the Earth is my number 9 hidden gem on Disney Plus UK. Now, this is the 1959 film, not the 2008 film starring Brendan Fraser. So, the 1959 version, just going to quickly read the synopsis and then talk a little bit more about it. A professor discovers how to reach the center of the Earth. When his colleague verifies his discovery, they engage in a race to see who will reach the center of the Earth first. So pretty much as it says on the tin there, it's a really fun adventure. It's a 1950s film, so you gotta excuse the graphics because obviously it was stop motion, no CG back then, but it is fantastic. It's like I love stop motion graphics in films. I think it just brings that more finesse to these older films because it was a brand new technology at the time. So it is a 20th Century Fox film, so that is why it is on Disney Plus. Now, why aren't we having the Journey to the Center of the Earth starring Brendan Fraser, which was the 2008 film? Because that one was actually done by Warner Brothers, so that will not be on there unless Disney decide to buy out Warner Brothers. But a little bit of pointless trivia. I'm going to give you a little bit of pointless trivia on most of these things. With the Journey to Center of the Earth 2008 film, it was a budget of $60 million, and it actually took $242 million, so that was quite a success. So I know that the 1959 version was a classic and a massive success as well, so do recommend checking this out. You've also got 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea as well, that is on here. We did mention that in the home section a couple of weeks ago, so go check out that film too. But we're going to move on now. And coming in at number 8 is Sky High. Now, this is a film from 2005. The son of legendary heroes Will Stronghold carries huge expectations as he enters a high school known for molding the heroes of tomorrow. However, his quest to emerge from his parents' shadows becomes even more difficult once the school labels him a sidekick. But as he discovers his true strengths, he'll also learn that it takes loyalty and teamwork to truly become a hero. Now, I really enjoyed this film. It was quite fun and comical and upbeat. It didn't take itself seriously, but it wasn't like your typical Disney Channel type film either. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Disney Channel films, but this was like, it was kind of that humor, but on a more bigger scale, really. So you do have Kurt Russell in this, and also it does have Mary Elizabeth Winstead starring in it. So many of you would know her from the Scott Pilgrim film and also Birds of Prey, which recently came out. Now, this film did have a budget of $35 million, and it took $86.4 million in the box office. So it was a success, but not a huge success, just over double what their budget was. Again, it's a fun film. I recommend watching it just on one of those rainy days. Just pop it on and have a little bit of fun. So from flying superheroes to flying beds, we're moving on to number 7, and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Now, this is one of my childhood favorites. Always used to remember watching this in my grandparents' house when I was really little. They had it on VHS, which they recorded off the TV, and it had things like the Mickey Mouse Fanta advert as well. If I could find that advert, I'll pop it in now. So I watched this in the 1980s, but it is a 1971 film. So let's have a quick little read of the synopsis. In 1940, an eccentric young English spinster becomes an apprentice witch. With the help of 3 children and her unwitting mentor, she finds a magic spell on the legendary Isle of Nabumbu. I think that's how you say it. Then use it to rout a band of German commandos intent on invading England. So yeah, this is set in the Second World War, and there was a threat of the Germans invading Britain, and the young witch apprentice learns the spell to try and clear them off. Now, to me, it's just a brilliant film. It's like, definitely a fun one. You got animation in it as well as live action, so it's just awesome, really. And random fact of the box office take-ins, this was $17.9 million. So just remember, this was back in the 1970s, so I don't know how much the actual budget was, so I can't say whether it was a success or not, but to me, success in my eyes. So let's move on. Coming in at number 6, we're going to stick in the 1970s, and you have Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest. So yeah, it is Disney's Robin Hood, the animated version, and it's got all these amazing animal characters. So Robin Hood is a fox in this. So 1973, the story of England's legendary hero is retold in Disney's animated classic. So yeah, it's the story of Robin Hood, as lots of people know. Just like, don't watch the brand new ones because I think they're a little bit crap, but these ones are awesome. It's like it tells the story of it, and you've got some amazing little musical numbers, and if you've watched this, you will definitely remember this. For the rest of the day, probably. You're welcome. But random facts, it's like, let's have a look at the budget of this. This was a $5 million film. So $5 million to do this film back in 1973. And the box office took $32 million. So I think this was a fantastic success. And I don't know why it's not in the Disney section at the moment. So it probably will pop up at some point. But I highly recommend checking out this beautiful piece of animation. So we're now moving into the top 5 of my hidden gems on Disney Plus, and we gotta kick it off with Willow. Now, Willow is a film from 1987, and it is amazing. Really, really love this film. It's like I would put it higher, but some of the other films I've got just mean a little bit more to me, more Disney-ish, really. But this is a fantastic film. It stars Val Kilmer and Warwick Davis. So Val Kilmer has been lots of different people from in Top Gun and Batman, and then Warwick Davis is well known for Wicket in Star Wars, as well as many other roles in Harry Potter and lots of other really cool films. So I'd recommend you check out all those actors' films. Maybe not so much Batman Forever, but we shall leave it at that. Now, Willow. So let's just read the synopsis on this. When young Willow Ufgood finds an abandoned baby girl, he learns she is destined to end the reign of the wicked Queen Bavmorda. Wow. Okay, so yeah, it's just a massive fantasy journey, and lots of different things happen. There's magic in there, there's sword battles, all the main cast turn into pigs at one point. So it is really cool, and it is a Lucas film production, so that is why Disney Plus have it on their platform. There was rumors that there was going to be a series made now for Netflix, but I highly doubt Netflix will get the rights to this because Disney now own Lucasfilm. So they might do it in future. Let's hope so, because I think that would be a really cool series to come out, just like the Dark Crystal series that came out on Netflix last year. That was fantastic. Go check that out if you haven't. So a little bit about the budget and the box office take-ins. So the budget was $35 million US, and it took $137.6 million in the box office, which is amazing. So well done to them on that, and that is why this is truly a classic and why it is in my top 5 of the hidden gems on Disney Plus UK. Coming in at number 4, we have Treasure Planet, which I do believe is one of the most underrated Disney films of all time. It's a film from 2002 where a secret map inspires a thrilling treasure hunt across the universe as young Jim Hawkins and John Silver, the ship's cyborg cook, set off in a search of their destiny. So it is the take on Treasure Island, but in space, which is really cool. And it reminds me a lot of Titan AE-esque with the animation and the story and some of the character designs and things like that. really do love Treasure Planet. It is definitely worth a watch, but not many people know about it, and it didn't really get warmly taken in by the Disney family films. So a little bit about the budget and the box office take-ins. Now, this is very disappointing in my eyes. The budget was 140 million US dollars. It's a little bit more than the $5 million that Robin Hood cost, but it only took $109.6 million in the box office. So that is why it didn't really kick off, and not many people know about it because it didn't really make a success in the box office, which is really sad. You will not regret it, guys, if you watch it, honestly, especially if you do like some sci-fi as well. So it's got some really cool characters in it, so highly recommend. So let's just move on. So coming in at number 3, it is a very classic Christmas film, and that is Home Alone. They do have Home Alone 1, 2, and 3, but to me, there's only 2 Home Alone films. I know there's more than 3, but even the third one, in my eyes, no, you gotta have Kelly McAllister. So Home Alone, it's a 1990 film when Kevin McAllister is left behind while his family dashes off on a Christmas trip. He is left to defend his family's home from 2 bumbling burglars until the relatives return. And actually, well, no, I almost give a massive spoiler if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Watch it, guys. I don't care if it's not Christmas, just watch it now. And the second one, it is him in New York. So again, very similar story, but well, it's just a must watch for Christmas. It is always on my Christmas watch list, and I can't wait for December so I can start watching them again. Coming in at number 2 on my hidden gems of Disney Plus UK is the Muppet Christmas Carol. Why is it number 2 on your when it's just another telling of the Christmas Carol? Because I love the Muppet Christmas Carol, and yeah, it's like it probably won't be a hidden gem coming up to Christmas time. They probably will have it on the home section, but I love this film so much. I watch this every Christmas Eve, sometimes on Christmas Day. It's got some fantastic songs like One More Sleep Till Christmas. So yeah, it is great. So a little bit in a nutshell, it's 1992. The Muppets' rendition of Charles Dickens' classic tale puts a unique twist on the fateful Christmas Eve when Scrooge is visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Together with kind, humble Bob Cratchit and his family, the spirits open Scrooge's eyes and heart to the true meaning of Christmas. So, what's not to love about that, guys? What is not to love about that? And, yeah. I just got to stop talking about it because it is amazing. I always remember when I was young, fast forwarding the Ghost of Christmas Future part because I always found it a bit too dark and but yeah, that is my number 2. Obviously, all these are my opinion. It's like everyone will have different tastes, but out of all of things in the movie section, A to Z on Disney Plus UK, these are just the ones that I pick out that I think are amazing, that haven't actually been picked up in any of the subsections that we've covered so far.
Had plenty money, 1922.
And the number 1 of my hidden gems is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now, this is a genius film. It is one of my all-time favorite films. Why? Because it is awesome. You've got some animation and you've got live action. The story is fantastic. It's got suspense. It's got comedy, lots and lots of comedy, but like really good comedy. So you got the cartoon comedy brought into like a serious detective. So you got the cartoon comedy brought in with like a serious detective film. It is a very good mix of different genres, and it really does work well. So it is from 1988, and let's have a little look at the synopsis. So when Toontown's owner is found murdered, all fingers point to a cartoon superstar, Roger Rabbit. With nowhere else to turn and the sinister, power-hungry Judge Doom hot on his tail, Roger begs the toon-hating detective Eddie Valiant to find the real evildoer, but the plot thickens as Eddie uncovers scandal after scandal and realizes the very existence of Toontown is at stake. So, yeah, that is a brilliant story. And I know many people who have done Jessica Rabbit cosplays, and some of them perform the song as well, which is amazing. And I have seen a few people dressed up as Roger Rabbit, so that's pretty cool. I would love to get a cosplay group of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I would play Eddie Valiant. I don't care. I will happily do that role. So if anybody from the UK wants to get together at a larger Comic-Con and do a Who Framed Roger Rabbit group, then just hit us up. So a little bit more about this film. It was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures, which Disney now owns, like most of the world. But it does include some Warner Brothers characters, like Bugs Bunny is in it, and Daffy Duck, and obviously you've got your Disney classics, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and a load of others. Dumbo appears in there. Who else? And Eddie Valiant's gun is actually a cartoon gun with cartoon bullets. So it's really cool. So a little bit on how much it made and how much was the budget. So the budget was $50.6 million, which in 1980s would have been a lot of money, and that's because of all the rights that they had to get for having all these different characters and things like that. But was it well paid off? The box office take-ins took $329.8 million. So I think that is a massive yes to was it a success? And just talk up to any 80s, 90s kid, and if they didn't watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, then they need to know. It's like, stop what you're doing. Stop watching this video now and go on to Disney Plus and watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then come back and let me how much you love it. Okay, anyway, let's move on from that. So that is my number one hidden gem on Disney Plus UK movie section. If you like this, guys, just let me know if you did like it and whether you want me to do the hidden gems on the series section as well. Next week, we're going to have a look at the A to Z movies in full, so you can see all the films that are on Disney Plus UK as of next week. Like I said many times, these sections always change. They constantly updating content on Fridays, sometimes in between as well. Also, we have been told that Frozen 2 is now coming out on the first Friday of July instead of the middle of the month. So that is great news, and I cannot wait to watch it because I still have not seen it. Well, that is it for another week, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to the channel, please click that like and subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell. We do Disney Plus videos every Wednesday, unless the first of the month is on the beginning of the week. So guys, thank you again, and until next time.